What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman and Ben Rasa here for Awesemo.com, and we are back with the breakfast menu served up by BetMgM, and we are here to talk a little bit about Week 4 in the NFL. We've got some picks for Sunday, so hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Ben, it's Week 4 in the NFL.
It is. Still no buys, so we got a ton of teams to break down, a lot of opportunities on the betting card. I know you've got a pick. I've got a couple that I really like. You ready to dive into it?
Floor is yours.
All right. I'm gonna go to a side first. I do have a player prop that is probably my favorite bet, but I'm gonna just go to one of the bigger games, honestly, in the NFC. You got the undefeated, the vaunted Carolina Panthers, who just seemingly give up no points, particularly in the first quarter. They're going to Dallas, take on the Cowboys. The spread is 4.5. I am going to lay the points with the Dallas Cowboys at home. I think that Carolina is in a pretty bad spot, to be honest. They've done what they needed to do. And you know what? There's no shame in the schedule. There's nothing wrong with the schedule. The Jets are garbage. Houston is garbage. Good win against New Orleans, but that was a weird situation. This is a much tougher spot. Then we talk about the obvious injuries. McCaffrey is hurt. They lost a key cornerback, which is a big loss in Horn. They brought in Henderson. I don't know how much he can contribute. I think this team is down key pieces on both sides of the ball. It's going to put tremendous strain on Sam Darnold. Right now, Carolina ranks basically at the top of rushing and passing yards allowed per attempt. They've been unbelievable. But Dak and these guys, obviously we saw what they did against Philly. That offensive attack for Dallas is serious business. I don't think the Saints, and certainly not the Jets or the Texans, have tested Carolina's secondary like we're going to see here. So Dallas at home, I think this is just a really bad spot for Carolina. 4.5 is a fine spread, but I think Dallas wins this game going away. We see that Carolina is not amongst the elites just yet. So one strip of bacon, Dallas minus 4.5.
Ooh, going different directions here. Not that I'm about to pitch you on the Panthers. One strip of bacon going to an underdog outright. The Arizona Cardinals plus 180. Now, the Rams are 7th at PFF in offense, 1st in defense. Cardinals 12th for both offense and defense, so above average there. Rams coming off a big win against Tampa last week. They have Seattle in Seattle next week. This feels like the perfect opportunity for a mild letdown because after they play Seattle, the Rams' next 3 games are Giants, Lions, Texans. They should run through all 3 of those games fairly easily. This feels like you have this big game, take your foot off the gas a little bit. Cardinals get a win. It wouldn't be so crazy. They head to Seattle then, and then they just pick up 3 wins very easily after that. I think the most important piece of this game is the Cardinals pass rush. Through 3 games, Cardinals have the 2nd best pass rush grade at PFF. And over the years, Stafford has not ranked very highly under pressure. I think that's going to be the key to slowing down this Rams offense. I do not love the feeling about betting against one of the best teams in the league, but I think the matchup and the schedule have them set up to take an L here.
Bold, but you know what? If there's one thing on these breakfast menu videos, particularly with the NFL, where you have been dialed in, it's been these little upset money lines with the Raiders and a couple other teams that you've called. Cincinnati, I guess you just pick on Pittsburgh every week. I'm surprised you didn't take the Packers, to be honest, but win some, you lose some. I have no problem with that. That's going to be a great game. The West is unbelievable. I think we all know that. I'm going a completely different direction for my 3rd pick here, or our 3rd pick, I should say. Everybody saw what happened with the Eagles and the Cowboys, and one of the many disappointing things was to see Miles Sanders have 2 carries in a game. That is just unacceptable. He had 27 yards on the 2 carries. His over-under is 59.5 yards on the ground this week, minus 115. I am going over. And I know, listen, you can't, if the coach doesn't give him the ball, you can't catch the prop. And that is scary because they seemingly don't get it. But I do look, he had 15 and 13 carries in weeks 1 and 2. I'm going to throw week 3 out as a straight outlier. I think all the, rightfully so, all the criticism about the Eagles coaching staff will come to fruition this week, and they will make a game plan that will utilize Hurts and particularly Miles Sanders more on the ground. They get a good opponent in this regard. Kansas City's been gashed week after week on the ground. They're allowing 5.4 yards per rushing attempt. It's 30th in the league. They're not stopping anyone. And yes, you see Kansas City and you think, well, they're just going to be passing the whole time. possibly at the end, but at the same time, it's a 7-point spread and the Eagles are at home. It's not impossible that they're in the game. And even so, I expect Miles Sanders to be busy, particularly in the first half here. Over 59.5 is not a big number at all. If he gets the volume, he's going to clear this number. So I'm going to go with strip of bacon there. I think the Eagles return to more of a balanced attack. They better for their sake because Miles Sanders needs to get the ball a lot more, and I think he will here.
Those are 3 really good bets for this video, but it's not the best thing that we've got, because if you click the link in the description, you can get, oh, this is going to be good. Make a deposit of at least $10 at BetMgM and get 3 free months of Awesemo Plus Platinum, covering everything we have to offer in daily fantasy, season long, and in sports betting. It's incredible, and you get a $1,000 free bet, risk-free upon deposit. Terms and conditions apply. Ben, I'm excited for week 4 in the NFL. I hope you guys are tailing these bets. This is the breakfast menu served up by BetMgM.